Hey everyone, FPS Chazzle here. Welcome back to Let's Play Reinforced Alert with RA 1.40. We are playing Boomer Transit, Boomer Tracker, Boomer Track, something like that. Boomer Track and Trail is what we are playing. A Russian Delta IV has been sunk. We are playing as an Akula-2, and we are to retaliate by sinking this departing Ohio, which is leaving Kings Bay, Georgia. So that is our goal. That is our mission. We're working on a solution, and I think I finally have a fix for his position here. I think I have an approximate fix for his position. We're tracking him on two sensors, towed and hull. I usually like the hull sensors because they don't get wonky towed data with them, but seemingly have been getting some weird data with our cylindrical. Probably attribute that to bearing error. Is in our baffles right now as we turn. We have the Ticon on the hull. Go ahead and mark him up on that too.
New contact, bearing,
And we can go ahead and take Master 1 and merge that with Sierra 9 as well. Merge that. So that hull doesn't even seem to be giving us that good. Where's my centroid? There it is. Okay. So if you take that to where like these are going to intersect, it's going to take you to a place of darkness and madness where nothing is right with the world. None of that makes any sense. So we're seeing this on two different seeming bearings. We have these active intercepts and we have the towed as well. And they should be more or less kind of intersecting in the same place, but they're not. That's weird. We're going to go with the active intercepts because I like using active intercept data. That's pretty reliable stuff. You can bet your bottom dollar on active intercept data. That's some good stuff right there. That is some good stuff. Okay. So those guys' solutions are pretty well and good. We should try and get away from this Ticon a little bit here. But I'm turning so we can get into position against this Ohio. Hopefully we're not already kind of too out of position here, but I think we're good. I might bump it up to 5 knots at this point. He's moving at 12 knots.
Set revolutions for 5 knots.
Decently far away. We're gonna try 5 knots here and see what happens. So now on the conformal, we're seeing 2 frequencies on that Ticon. That Ticon is getting close. Toad is swinging around. Our bad boy is still making turns for 12 knots or Ohio here. Let me verify that. DPK. Yeah, 7. Very well. Just verifying my speed. I got you there. So we've kind of just stayed in this tiny little 1 square nautical mile bubble here. We haven't really moved too much. Where we may have moved in the wrong direction potentially, but we're making for 5 knots here. This guy's going to be coming up on us no matter what we do. So we're trying to mitigate that. Lots of stuff swinging around on the towed. Where's the Ohio? I guess, in the towed baffles right now. So that'll do that. That'll do on that front. He'll be popping out here soon. The Ohio will be popping back. There it is. Ohio. Coming out of our towed baffles. How's that data looking? Sierra 8. We were using the hull, but now we're using the towed. The towed seems to be giving better datas.
Steer course 056.
Better datas here. Sierra 7. Have this set up for approximately the same solution here. Trying to stick to our trends of finding the straight line through the data. That one's pointing to about 16,000 meters, which is pretty close to that Burke. I mean, it's possible, but it's the hull has been giving us some weird stuff, so we're gonna go ahead and just try and stick with the towed solution for now. Towed. If we go ahead and try and do what that due east was saying, the due east solution here. I mean that fits as well. This due east solution that's a little further off. So is this other one that's a little closer in. Hard to say for certain. Always is. Hard to say for certain. Certain is a strong word. Let's see if we can't see any discrepancies in it. What does the due east look like? Oh, okay, so the due east does not look as neat under this lens. It is not as straight of a line as something that's a little more angled here. So something like that seems to be the money shot. It's still bringing us. So even after filling it all around, I brought it right back to that same looking kind of spot here. So right there seems to be pretty good. The solution seems to be kind of drifting upwards with time. The course is probably slightly wrong on that front. Maybe as well for the Ticon too, but they're close enough. They're pretty close. So hopefully we can. Let's see here. Let's try and plot some stuff. So in a half hour, the Ohio is going to be here. Or what's his course? I know what his course is approximately. Course is 099, probably 100 even. At a half hour, going to be right about here. And in a half hour, I am going to be, my course is 056. I'm going to be here. And that is a range between those 2 points of 4.9 nautical miles. So we are moving inside good squall range. I'm not sure when the point of closest approach is. Let's draw this out a little more. So let's stay with that towed solution. So bring this out to 12 nautical miles at about 100. There's another mark there, and then we'll bring us out to 5 nautical miles at 056. Right there, so burn, 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 burn. Burn, 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 burn. So it looks like closest approach is probably going to be around 45 minutes. That's when I'm going to be the closest to the Ohio. See, right here, it's going to be about 4.7 nautical miles. Halfway between that, 4.5, and then past that, opening up 5.3. So right about here. So about 45 minutes is when I'm going to be the closest to this Ohio here. And that's got a pretty decent margin on it. If we draw that back to 4 knots, take us to like here and here respectively. Even there, that's still pretty good on the range front there. That's 5.1. That's 4.9. Yeah, I mean, that's in squall range. And that's 6.1 opening up. So we could potentially slow down to 4 knots when this Ticon gets close, and we'll still be pretty good here. So if this doesn't make sense as to what I'm doing, this mark here signifies where the Ohio will be in half an hour, and this is where I will be approximately in half an hour. And then this one here is where the Ohio will be in an hour, and this is where I will be in an hour. And this is just 12 knots is 12 nautical miles per hour. So if I take the half point of both of these is where we'll both be between a half an hour and an hour, which is 45 minutes. So that's what I'm doing there. It's kind of just like some, I don't know, me just doing something that I understand. There's no standardness to that probably, but it's useful. Not bad, especially for something like a squall with such a short range. Boom, 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 boom. Like humming Red Alert 2. So we have a straight towed, don't we? We've been getting some towed data. And now it's all the way over there. That's interesting. Speed 12. How's the depth around these parts? Could I get decent ranging on a ping? Potentially. Ocean's kind of choppy. It's kind of shallow. It's a crapshoot if I'll be able to get a return or not. It's a pretty big target, though. So it seems like we've been getting some data here for a while. there could potentially be a course change in here somewhere. What is that due east telling us? And the due east is almost kind of working a little bit. The due east is almost kind of working a little bit. Oh, jeez. This is a slippery one, this old solution here. Okay, so now we're seeing some better trends in this hull sonar data. So you can kind of see there's like a kink back and forth there. But if we take it out a little bit and do the due east, or we'll do the due east, then bring it in a little bit, you can actually see there is getting to be a straight line in this. Assuming this Ohio has not changed course or speed at all, which is a big if. It's kind of disregarding those first few data points we got, which I don't know why those would be weird. But, where did it go? Oh, wow, okay, they're right on top of each other now with this new data. Once again, interesting to plot the two different datas and come to a similar conclusion. Plot the two different datas, the two different data, and come to a similar conclusion. So we could be seeing actually a due easterly course a little further out like that. In which case, we may be out of position here. We may be out of position. This has been a tough one to hammer down here, ladies and germs. This dude's solution has been a tough one to hammer down. 12 knots. So at this rate, we are going to be out of range for a squall shot. So this doesn't cut the bacon, this doesn't cut the mustard. We could make our course a little more drastic. But even then, no, we're just, at this point, we are too far out of position. Crap. We're very close to that Ticon. We are very close to that Ticon. We're still waiting for our standoffs to reload. That's a dry reload. It's going to take 18 minutes. I guess I ordered that about 12 minutes ago. So there's probably only about five or fewer minutes left on those reloads. This Ticon is within our little bubble here. If I go any much faster than this, it will be able to hear me probably. Let's go ahead and I'm going to get to periscope depth real quick. I want to see if I can see if there are any helos around that I need to worry about or something, as if they are transmitting radar or something like that. Because this seems like this is what the solution is doing, except for the fact that, it was looking like that, and then this. It's hard. There could be course changes in here. He could be being, like a good sub is supposed to be, being a little difficult to track. Well, if we zoom in on this solution here, it is kind of, curving up at the top there. There may have been a course change in here at some point. We could be seeing ourselves a new solution, like something like this. An easy way to do this would be to turn this way and kind of, that would be an ideal way to try and really hammer this down, but I don't know. I'm not sure if we have that luxury, because if he's up there, that's just going to make us lose ground at this point. So this is a tough one. But it looks like there was a course change at some point. That's what the data seem to be telling me. If we are tracking him from that far away, that could be where all this bearing error is coming from. But now he's getting closer. Sierra 8. How does Sierra 8 look if we input that solution? Course 109, range 10,000 meters. 10,000. Closer on the 9,000 side. Course 109. How does this look? lobby. That one works as well. Kind of for this new data. It doesn't work back then, but it works now. We're moving, so we're getting the fan out. So you're getting the lines of bearing fanning out. So we're moving just about parallel to this guy, which means we're keeping just about constant bearing. And he would be kind of have to be moving more or less towards us to keep that constant bearing, because if he is, well, he is fanning out. I guess this could be feasible. Time will tell, but time will always tell, but time is not always a luxury we can afford. I mean, there could be multiple course changes going on here. It's hard to tell. Always hard to tell. There could be multiple course changes, but this is the, I guess, the fun of manual solution making, if you will. 0.8. What new solution do we have on this conformal? Okay, I held the course of 109. Push that out a little bit. That could be possible too. Goodness me. Okay, well, we're up here. Let's get this ESM up real quick.
Extend the electronics,
and then
Senior watch.
we'll get it up real quick. We're really close to that Ticon. We're probably gonna have to shoot on him as well. Okay, there's a... Okay, so that's a Tycho to the north. That's a Spruance down this way. Okay, that kind of changes things. That's all we're saying. Get that out of there. Okay, back down to 60 meters. Is that good here? Yes. Okay.
60 meters.
Okay, so this is a Spruance. Spruance high, hostile, and this is Tycho. Tycho. We'll go with VLS. Okay. Well, this is quote-unquote only a Spruance. TBK 8, Blade 5. Once we get back down a little shallow, these guys should come up on some kind of broadband. We might be able to see them there. Is the Spruance really that close to the Tycho in frequency? It is. Okay, they are that close. They're only separate at the 4th frequency. So yeah, Spruance, yeah, that's a Spruance. Well, I trust the ESM more. That's a much more specific indictment of what we're hearing. Is that ESM there? I hate it when it does that. Takes the ruler from some other solution. CR7. That seems to be pretty good. That seems to be what we're looking at, is something along these lines here. Kind of heading this way. Because we are keeping a degree of parallel about this, like pretty close parallel. It's not fanning out that rapidly. But there's a lot of error involved in that, but we are zoomed in pretty good there. Bring that back to Sierra 8. Getting some wonky data. Almost wants to bring it in a little further, if you go by that. But still, you know, still in the same neighborhood, pretty much. If this is the case, this is good. This is kind of more or less coming right into my trap here. Bees in the trap. We could potentially get a good ping out on that guy. Okay, now we are seeing stuff over this way. Let's go ahead and verify that tracker there. That shouldn't put a new one on it. Master 1, TPK 8. Yeah, they're making for 12 as well. That was a good assumption. So they are making for 12 knots as well. They got to be escorts. That would kind of explain why this is being so loud. Yeah, see right there. That's where it's falling apart with its solution. Right there on the money, Spruance. And the Tycho to the north is also far away, but also a newer ship. But we are getting pings from both of them. But we have a good perspective on this guy right now. We have basically the minimum perspective we can get. We're facing our butt right to him, you know. The fart end of our boat is facing that Spruance. Okay. I'm going to stop here. Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been this is, you know, a TMA adventure here. But I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. And as always, good hunting.